guys, it happened. The first helicopter armbar in MMA history. And even though we're not sure that's 100% true, it's the first one we've seen, the first one we're gonna break down. Thiago Moises over David Castillo at RFA. You guys, here's what's crazy. RFA contacted us and said, brothers, please do a breakdown. This is groundbreaking. This is history in the making.
How nice is that, right? And they gave us the footage.
They gave us the footage. Check it out in case you haven't seen it.
Now, Castillo got to be careful. How hurt is he right now? How vulnerable to submissions is he from Moises? There it is. Oh, beautiful. My goodness.
Good night, Irene! Thiago Moises takes the belt.
Now here's what's crazy. We're actually on this chapter right now here at the Gracie Academy Master Cycle Curriculum. Guard sweeps and submissions. And the helicopter armbar is kind of a merger of the two.
It could have been a sweep.
It could have been an overhead sweep.
Well,
but why a sweep when you can celebrate with the armbar, drop them in the pocket and make it happen, you guys?
Especially in a fight like that.
Now, the truth is it was done so slowly and so magnificently that you could probably just watch the fight itself on replay in slow-mo and learn the move, get down in the garage and get down with your friends and make it happen. But guess what? There are additional details regarding this technique that we're now allowed to talk about. Because it happened in MMA, we can just branch off. Am I right about that?
You're right.
That's why we get excited. It's not for what happened, it's what could have happened, because the rest of the world is out there excited, but also like, come on, give me more, get more information on this. You guys, helicopter armbars, we love them. And this is not like a move that is just flashy, that is just kind of like for demonstrations and for magazine covers and for television shoots. This
Obviously
is real.
Not. We just saw it.
That's
Obviously
crazy,
not.
you
This is
guys.
real.
So first we want to demonstrate how it went down in the cage, and then we want to talk about some variations that we use with and without the gi, how to make this happen, and then I want to talk about something crazy that's never happened before. The helicopter triangle, okay? It's crazy. So he don't guard bottom. Let's show what he did first. So he was here. It was kind of like a feet on hip, punch protection, stage 2 situation. He ended up with a whizzer or an overhook on one arm and a wrist control on the other arm. So he's here, and now, nowhere in his mind right now did he think helicopter at this point, am I right?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No. Because a lot of things would have to happen from David for Thiago to be given the gift of this helicopter armbar opportunity. Well, all those things happened. He pulled this hand out, he gave other hand on the chest, and then he thought, well, I want to do some ground and pound. So he stood up.
You could argue that his hands are here holding the wrist because he wants that, or the hands are here because they work as sensors, in case you want to punch.
Oh, yeah.
I have,
Boom.
I know where they are.
Boom.
But nonetheless, he stood up.
Boom. So he's here, he's protecting, he goes to step 1, and when this started happening, what's going through your mind right now?
Is this going to happen?
Yes, lights start flashing.
I'm sure it wasn't his first helicopter
No,
armbar
he does it all
in
day
his
in the
life.
gym,
He does
yes.
it all day.
So when the first foot went up, he's thinking, David can't possibly put his second foot up for me next to my hip.
And then you guys are wondering, well, why would David stand directly over him?
Well,
Stand up?
and the answer is ground and pound. In his mind,
Of
don't
course.
do it. He's just thinking, rah, rah. But David, obviously not as well versed in jiu-jitsu as Thiago, did not relate 2 feet on the hips as a flying opportunity. So the double C clamps on the wrist, the first foot went up. As soon as the second foot went up, he flew. And from the fly, the rest is basic. You don't turn, drop, land, and immediate tap out. Because the arm is already extended from the extension of being in the guard with your arm straight. Okay? So that was like, he couldn't have asked for a better behavior pattern from his opponent, right? I mean, if anything, just to step up and be further back so that now pick me up. It's harder because I'm further away. The angle is now 45 instead of hip to hip. So there are a few important prerequisites that need to take place for any helicopter armbar to be possible. And that's why we want to frame those, and then we can teach you how to apply those to other applications when the person tries to disrupt your helicopter plans. Number 1, wrist control. You need to have at least 1, preferably 2 wrists. C-clamp, the reason it was so spectacular is because there was no gi. This is 9 times out of 10, this is done with the sleeves, which are way more secure for helicopter operations, right? The fact that he did it with C-clamps is unbelievable, okay? Nothing short of spectacular, so that's why we're so excited. Now, that means you can do this in no gi grappling in the gym. But besides wrist control, you also have to have feet on hips, both feet on the hips, and you have to have your hips under their hips. And this is the most important requirement, okay? I don't even know how to emphasize it enough. When you're gonna pick someone up, if they're here, you have to have your hips under their hips. That's the most important thing I want you guys to keep in mind. So how you get to this position and then pick them up is what we want to talk about. Now for drill purposes, for learning this move, we always teach our students to start by just picking each other up right here, both feet on the hips. And now I'm balancing on Hito's shoulders. I'm putting my hands on his shoulders here and kind of using that. Now he's so good that I wouldn't need to, but if you're just learning, it helps to have 4 points of contact. 2 on the shoulders, 2 on the hips. Now, the standard overhead sweep that you do from here, he don't just places me on the ground on either side. His feet stay on my hips until he mounts, and then he's done from there. Okay? That's standard. When you want to get fancy with it, though, you go for the helicopter instead. So explain the nature of the turn, and then we'll talk about how we get to this position.
Yeah, so as Rener mentioned, number one is, finding this balance right here. Now next, I need to throw his legs out to one side. So with my heels, look how I kind of control, I'm steering him with my feet. And as I throw his legs to the side, I remove the back foot and I bring it around the head.
And the bad guy, who's getting the partner for this drilling, keep your feet off the ground. So I don't want to put my feet down and touching. I'm trying to keep my knees slightly bent. And as Hidon whips me in the direction of the actual...
Look at the turning.
It's very advanced.
I throw him so far that he literally spins and he becomes perpendicular to me in the air.
And then you let him fall off one foot, so his hip, which is here, it goes like this. Click, it just rolls off, right?
And this leg is free to come around and catch the head.
The hips. Look, he turns, he takes one foot off, and then I just fall down his leg.
Do it one more time. Back angle.
It's unbelievable. Okay, but you got to practice. Hidon's ability to hold me like that is nothing short of spectacular. Takes years to practice that level of hip control and manage the person's weight like that. But just holding someone up still is quite an achievement in itself. Now, when we talk about gi and we talk about entry methods of getting your feet into the person's hips, there are some that Hidon and I have learned since we were little kids that are very amazing. Now, the first one is if you have a collar grip here, like an outside collar grip. It could even work from here, I suppose. But for the actual overhead sweep, we like this one here, and for the armbar because it controls the shoulders a little better. But either case, sleeve control, lapel control, Hidon goes to stand up. I'm gonna put a degree of pressure to stop and slow down his get up. Go ahead, get up. Slowing down, making it heavy legs, resisting. So the more he pushes, look, now I go. Explain that.
So what happens, go back down, is that as his legs pull me towards him, naturally I would like to get up with my elbows a little more tucked in and with a little better posture. But as his legs are pulling me forward, and even your arm right here, right?
Everything pulling. So what are you doing?
I'm having to push him to create posture to make standing more possible.
Which creates what?
And the more I push, so one leg is already up, the more I push, there's a huge space being created right here. So now his heels can both drop in, no problem.
Now, it looks so swift, you guys. Here's why. I'll give you the secret $65,000 trick that everyone messes up. When an opponent stands up in your guard, and you're doing gi, or you have both sleeves even, and you're having heavy legs, go ahead and get up. Watch, my hips are gonna stay up. Go ahead. They're gonna go, and they're gonna do this. This right here is absolutely useless.
Lift me up, go.
Because as I lift, it pushes him back. What did I tell you? Rule number one is hips gotta be beneath their hips. So as Hidon gets up, go ahead. But as much as I'm concerned about getting both of my feet on Hidon's hips, when I resist him on the get up, watch my butt. I drop it to the mat because it has to touch down in order to have the foundation to push from the ground through his hips. This is the most important thing that people mess up.
Yeah, the moment your heels land on their hips, you need to be able to lift them. And you can't lift them unless your hips are on the ground.
Say it again slower about the heels.
The moment your heels land on their hips, you want to lift them.
Why?
Because if you don't, they're going to move, they're going to change
They're
their
gonna
angle,
offset.
they're going to back away.
That hip angle is going to get lost, so they're going to take 2 steps back. It's going to kill your helicopter aspirations.
And you cannot lift them unless your hips are on the ground.
So your heels should never touch the hips unless your hips are placed on the mat directly beneath them. And the thing is this, look at the difference, look at the distance. Stand up just casual, just leaning here, right here is fine. Look at the distance from my heels to Hidon's hips right now. It's pretty close, right? It's like right around the corner. Look how far my hips are from the ground, it's pretty far. What I'm telling you is your hips better travel faster than your heels in order for them to land at the same time. So I'm pulling, resisting, watch, down, got him. That's the drill, that's the drill. Pull, boom, got him. That's the drill. The butt drops so fast, he can't walk back. Now instead, if I do this, and then I drop, now this is so important, go to your knees, do the double jump that our dad loves so much. This is a shout out to Grandmaster Hodion right here. Hands on the chest, lots of pressure. Some guys try to jump both feet at the same time, do it once.
And they try to jump both feet at the same time, maybe to avoid somebody sweeping them.
Yeah, and
so if I lift up one leg,
they can do stuff, they can scissor.
So they try to be sneaky and just be here and then whop, jump up.
Exactly. So when he jumps up, what you have to understand is I don't want my hips to leave the ground with him, but that's what he wants to do. Put weight here, both feet on the ground. So I'm messing with him, I'm doing whatever. When he goes, jump. He jumps, I don't even do. Tell him what just happened.
Yeah, I jumped and I never landed.
His feet never arrived on the ground.
And the indicator as to when someone's gonna jump is obviously that's a good lean, but it's the weight on the chest.
So I can have eyes closed, he leans, go. Look, I know. And then I just let him jump by himself and I catch him midair. And then from here, there's the turn, landing, and right to a wrist hug. Because if you hug the elbow, he's gonna lock his hands. If you hug the wrist, lock your hands. He can't. Then I slide to my grips for manipulation of the wrist, elbow alignment. All right, let's take it one step further. You wanna do that? So Hidon's down. Let's say you did everything right, except you didn't do the freaking takeoff. So I get up, maybe one or both legs. Let's say I jump. Hidon's going for lapel and for collar, which is fine. I jump up, he gets a freeze. Yeah, it's too good. I already lost. But when I'm in the air, I can't walk backwards.
Yeah, you said you jump.
Yes, let's go back.
But let's say you jumped and I was late.
Let's say, or you did the cross your legs. You did the one where I got up, you're pulling, you bring your feet in, and right away he does this, which messes up everything. Because from right here, hold my sleeves even, just make it simple for them to see.
Yes, turn.
Both of them. Just pick me up from here. Let's straighten your legs, pick me up. No, just pick me up direct. Right where you are, just straighten your legs. It doesn't work, it goes the wrong way. Because look.
It's actually pushing you further away.
Look, you're just pushing that way. So instead, what Hidon, traditionally, what is taught here is you grab both sleeves and you pull him over your hips, which is amazing, until you have someone pull again.
Who's been pulled in
And
that
he's
manner.
freaking strong. Look at my leg, pull me forward.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna move. I'm just gonna stay here. Just strong guy, like, he's just here.
So
instead, watch what he does.
I pull, you're staying strong, I sit up. And now I just...
Ooh, they don't even know what they just saw.
So I'm moving, I don't move him to me, I move myself under him.
And right before he did that, you guys, he pushed me away a little bit, so I feel more confident. Look at him sitting up, and look at the tension. Explain this.
Yeah, me pulling, naturally you want your arms because they're yours. As he pulls them towards him, I use his arm.
Butt jump.
As I'm swinging, it's a swing.
Look, he's under me now.
Once you land, you go. You cannot hang out there.
You never hang out in the vertical alignment because they're gonna always walk back to kill it. It's so good. Let's practice. This is a drill. Let's keep going.
Move back, run. Yes.
Boom.
And notice how that.
Pick me up, put me back down. I'm gonna turn around. Just always pick me up. Pick me up, put me back down. I walk this way. I walk away. Sit up.
Go back. You running away, run away. To some degree, it helps me sit up.
If you keep the
Puts
tension.
me, if I stay alive
Swing
right
and
here.
pick. Here we go. Swing and pick. 1. Go back down. 2. Look at the drill. Look how amazing, bro. Your feet are like sticky feet. You feel me? You're like not only using this, but you're connecting to my hips and pulling yourself in. That's so good. You guys, at this point, usually we would end a breakdown and it would be the end of it. But it goes one step further. Because we're allowed to talk about helicopter operations, there's a new operation in town. Check this out. Because here's what happened. We started catching so many people in these helicopter arm bars that when they're flying and we have full control of their weight, they go like this. They just like don't commit their arms to our bodies. Now normally someone who flies, go ahead and stand up, give me a little walk back, let go, tuck the arms tight up, resist here. Sitting up, swing and lift. Normally here, they lean because they want to get thrown on their head. But guys who are getting smart, tuck your elbows in or like be a little smarter here, they don't want to give you the arms. Or if you start to turn, then they tuck their elbow right now and you end up with nothing. So knowing.
But I think even more than anything is that even though we've caught it many times, it's a fair amount of steps.
Yes.
And a fair amount, you mentioned
Openness.
the control. The ability to spin somebody and bring your leg around the head, it's a little bit acrobatic.
So here's what went crazy. When people start talking about helicopter arm bars, and when helicopter arm bars become commonplace enough that they're happening in MMA on TV.
Well, it happened once.
Happening. You know that they're happening for the world to see. What does that tell you? It's time to move on.
No, it's for us. But in MMA, we're gonna see a few more, hopefully.
We like to. So Hidon gets up. Look, here's what I'm doing to everyone nowadays. I do this. Everyone's expecting the arm bar. So guess what? I retract, lock, grab, and hold. Done. It's called the helicopter triangle, you guys. You all right? Come back up. So when Hidon gets up, look, I got him here. I'm floating him. Great control. Core, legs, toes out. Everything's solid. All you do is you keep one foot on the hip. You retract the opposite leg. You pierce it through. Nobody expects this. Nobody. So I hold, I retract, and I lock. Full lockup. Now, right when I do, because he's standing, I'm concerned about the rampage slam. So as he starts to pick me up, go ahead. I hook this. Pick me up. Pick me up.
I was trying. You did a little opening of my arms.
Saw that?
I see everything.
So he gets up, back away a little. Let's do the little game. Get off me. Yeah, so I'm here. I jump. Look, it's a kind of a little bit of a back flop when you do that. Now I hold him up immediately. Now you retract your comfortable leg, do a little push. Look, and just hold here. This is a freaking picture right here.
No, it's not.
This is freaking great. Now my leg comes through, and I lock my shin right away. How am I able to get such an easy full lockup? Because look at his arm and his head. Look at this. It's like the easiest lockup tightness in the world. Now you immediately lace and hug the shin. Keep it, everything tight, boom, and it's game over.
When you hold someone, obviously the key to this technique right here is that control.
Yes.
Both feet on the hips.
Practice.
It's similar to the arm lock. You have to be able to have that balance and your legs are slightly bent, both heels on their hips. When you're holding somebody up, what can they do to get out of there? Like, do they flip, twist? There's not too much you can do.
It's tough.
I mean, they have to be really
very
spastic.
tough.
If they flip,
They have to do a cartwheel to the front.
and then they get swept.
Yes. Well, no, then they land on their feet if they're really good.
Really land on their feet,
Yes.
on their back.
Like here, I'll try one time. It's more of a T-City move. Hold my sleeves right here. So hold me strong with your legs.
Yeah.
And they go like this. Boom. And they kind of like land. You know what I'm saying? But I fling myself,
Yes.
and then I use your energy to, even if when you're sweeping me, I try to land before you go.
Yes.
You see?
So the point is that most people are going to be pretty trapped
Yes.
once they're picked up.
Yes. They don't want to go. They just stay there.
Yeah, do you feel like you're there for like 2, 3, 4 seconds?
Yeah, we're looking at each other.
So
There's a connection.
It's not like you lift them and then retract right away.
No.
You hang out.
I own the weight. I
Yes.
always own the weight before I shoot this one. You're right. You get them up, and you just, I got you, homie. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? And sometimes they spaz, and you got to roll. But if they don't spaz, and they say, okay, you got me, but you're not going to submit me. What are they thinking?
They're
It's
thinking,
armbar.
They're thinking as you spin, they're gonna try something in the spin, but the
But if
movement
you
is much
never
shorter.
spin, boom, when you lace it up, they get so upset, you guys. They get so upset. But this and much more, okay, GracieUniversity.com. Find a certified training center. More importantly, you got seminars coming up. Where are you going?
I'm going to Rochester, New York, Cape Town, South Africa, and Grimsby, UK.
Boom, I'll be in Maryland, right? First week of May, I'm in like Frederick, Maryland, Gaithersburg, Maryland, Clinch Academy, Evolve Academy, and Baltimore Gracie Jiu-Jitsu for a super seminar on May 7th. 3 seminars, 6 hours in one day. If you're on the East Coast, you guys, you have no excuse. Get there, almost sold out. We'd love to see you on the mat. Then I'm going to South Korea, Seoul, South Korea for the first time in my life, jiu-jitsu or otherwise. We're doing a super seminar in South Korea at the end of May. And then in the beginning of June, we're gonna do Tokyo, super seminar, 8 hours in one day, 4 seminars. Would love to see you guys there. And just collaboration, you guys. And if you've been sharpening this helicopter sword until then, when we roll, at least I'll know what to expect. Okay, just give me a fair warning. Tell me you watched the video. Cool? Have fun, you guys. The rest of you guys, if you're not near these seminar locations, find a certified training center, 10 days free. You guys know the deal. Gracie Combatives, Master Cycle, it's all there. Tell them we sent you, and you'll have the best time of your life.
And most of all is thank you RFA for the footage, and we look forward to getting more footage of more cool submissions for more breakdowns.
You guys, shout out RFA. Much respect. You guys will see you in the next one.
The great thing about coming here is the application with gloves and jiu-jitsu. So it's really trim out the technique, and you only retain what really works. And the thing that also works for me in a deeper level is the concept. You know, this is not about learning a combination of moves that you have to repeat and repeat. It's about concept, about ideas. And now I start to really understand how to apply this concept to my body type and my age. And I know that I will be training Gracie Jiu-Jitsu for the rest of my life.
We give all of our advanced jiu-jitsu students free access to GracieUniversity.com so they can review all the advanced master cycle techniques anytime, day or night, from any computer or mobile device. And it's amazing the difference in progress that we see between the students who really take ownership of their progress and take advantage of this learning tool compared to students that don't. There are some people that think that jiu-jitsu has to be this painful, demoralizing experience that really tears you down physically and psychologically, and only the strong survive. But man, we totally disagree.
So for me, it's more like about being generous in training, you know, training more intensively, push the pace, but not being aggressive. So it's about fighting without fighting.
Yes, it's gonna be challenging, and you might get bruised up a little bit, but if you approach the art with structure, and with training partners who are really concerned with your safety and are there to help you grow, absolutely anyone can learn and stick with it all the way to black belt.
You don't have to be an athlete, or you don't have to be a young, super fit guy. It fits any body type, any type of people. You can be an engineer. I'm an art director. I have a great job, and I do jiu-jitsu. So you can do both. You know, you can inject jiu-jitsu into your life, but not all your life into jiu-jitsu. It's about balance. And this is more than jiu-jitsu, it is really like a way of life for me.
Before my grandfather left us, he told me and Hiron to make sure that we continued making jiu-jitsu available for people who need it the most. And with the Master Cycle, we're doing just that.